Hi, this is Michael Tanner of ASPdatabase.NET. Today we will look at how to create a database in SQL Azure and how to create SQL Azure tables using ASPdatabase.NET. And as a reminder, ASPdatabase.NET subscriptions are free for single user and single connection installations. And SQL Azure is provided by Microsoft as part of their Azure Cloud services. So let's get started. Here we can see the login screen for ASPdatabase.NET. We'll come back to this in a moment. First, let's go over to Microsoft Azure's Cloud Management Portal. We'll click on Portal. So our goal is to first set up a SQL Azure database. This is the portal page that shows all of the services available in your account. Microsoft has just released, or is releasing, a new site for this management portal, so let's use that. So we want to create a new SQL database in Azure. Go to New, select SQL Database, and we need to create a database name. Let's call this Azure Sample DB. So we'll need to create a new server. Let's call this server name ASPDB Demo. Create a user account. And this is just a temporary username and password I'm using for this demonstration. We'll click OK. We'll leave these settings as they are. So I'm currently using a free subscription in this account. We'll create this database, and it starts running that creation process. Okay, looks like our database is ready. All right, we can see that our database is online. So now let's take a look at the connection string setting. Great, so this gives us the connection strings that we can use in ASPdatabase.NET. So let's hold this right here and switch over to ASPdatabase.NET, and I will log in. So now we're logged into ASPdatabase.NET, and we can see that we don't yet have any connections. So let's head over to the Settings tab and go to Manage Connections. So we do have two connections that are hidden, so let's add a new connection. Call this Azure Sample DB. Select the type, which is SQL Server Azure, and we'll use a custom connection string. Let's go back over to the portal and get that connection string. We'll use the ADO.NET connection string. Now we'll need to put the password in here for the sake of demo. It'd be better not to have this in plain text. But for now, this is where we'll put it. And let's see if we have a connection. Here we see that we were not able to connect. The reason is SQL Azure needs to know about our server's IP address to allow it to connect. So this is my server's IP address. I'm going to copy this. Now in the new management panel, we should be able to click on the server and then go to Firewall Settings. However, at this moment, this screen seems to not be working. So let's head over to the older management panel and do it there. So let's find our database. Now we could set up the rule right here However, this is for my client machine, which right now is not my server machine. So we'll say no. Let's go over to dashboard. Go to manage allowed IP addresses. And let's just say and save that. Okay, now let's test our connection again. So let's dismiss this and hit test connection. Okay, we have a connection. So we'll save that. So now that we've made a connection to our Azure database, let's add some tables. First, let's add a new schema. We'll call it just content. Go back to the tables. Let's just create a few tables just for demonstration. We'll call this customers. We'll make this an identity. Now we're ready to create it. Once the table is created in ASPdatabase, you see that now it shows up in our navigation. We could modify the primary key on the primary key tab. We could make foreign key relationships, which so far there's only one table. So in a moment we'll show how this works. We also create indexes. Let's create an index on last name, first name, and this will not be unique. And let's create an index on email address and let's make it unique. There we go. So now let's close our designer and create another table. We'll call this orders. Now let's save that. Now let's create a relationship. Refresh our screen there. See customers and orders. Now let's create a foreign key relationship from orders to customers. There we have it. So now there's a foreign key relationship going from orders to customers. Now if we jump over to customers, we'll see the reverse of that foreign key relationship right here. And the UI allows us to edit and delete these relationships. Now let's create a few sample records. Open this record, clone it. Let's go over to orders. So customer ID is 1. We'll just leave that as a null. Hit save. Let's add another one. Let's just add a customer ID of 10. However, we get an error because of referential integrity being broken with customer ID of 10. So let's do 2. So now that we've got these two tables created, we've been able to demonstrate how ASPdatabase.NET is one way to create tables in SQL Azure without having to use SQL Server Management Studio or write custom SQL scripts. You can do them right from the web in ASPdatabase.NET. Thanks for taking the time to watch this demo. Please let us know if there's any way we could help you install ASPdatabase.NET on your system. Thanks.